One of the most destructive patterns we can fall into in dating is the need to prove ourselves to someone. The need to show someone how worthy we are or to have to get them to want to be with us. It's the most destructive thing. And in this video, I want to talk about why it's so destructive, but not only that, I want to talk about how it doesn't even work anyway. So I'm going to tell a personal story. And this is probably over a decade ago now. But this was with my ex at the time. And I'll just share a little glimpse of our relationship. This relationship was incredibly toxic, but I'll just share a little glimpse of it. It was Valentine's Day that year. And I had put together this big romantic celebration for her with flowers and candy and stuffed animals and the whole deal. I had everything I could to make it like over the top and romantic. I went out of my way to do something for her. Now, the night of Valentine's Day, she actually canceled with me last minute. And I later found out that she went out with some friends, and honestly, probably other guys were there. And I found out that the whole fight was actually just a strategy to get out of our plans that night, which that's besides the point. But this is what happened. Later, we rescheduled Valentine's Day. And when I put on my whole romantic celebration for her, she actually openly mocked me for doing it. And I'm not proud to say this, but I actually still tried to be with her after that. I still tried to please her after that. It wasn't much longer, but it was a little while longer. Something I learned from that relationship, and I think it's such a huge lesson that completely changed the dating game for me. Something I learned from that was how trying to prove myself to somebody never, ever works. And no matter, a lot of times we think if I could just show them how great I am, if I could just show them how great we could be together, if I just give and give and give, finally they'll get it. Finally they'll see what a gift I am. They'll see that they've been missing it. They'll want to be with me. And the truth is that no, they won't. Because somebody who wants to be with you will want to be with you from the start. And somebody who doesn't want to be with you isn't going to change their mind about it. There's a distinct difference between somebody who is hanging out with you because they're just killing time. They're just playing the field. They're just playing the game, which is what she was doing. You see, I really wanted a relationship. She was just playing the game. She was just killing time with me because she didn't have anything else going on, or at least nothing that was more interesting to her at that time. And there's a distinct difference between somebody who's playing the field, playing the game, and somebody who actually wants a relationship. And a big misconception that I think a lot of us fall into is the idea that you can take somebody who is just playing the field, just playing the game, and turn them into somebody who wants a relationship. It doesn't work that way. It never, ever works that way. You see, when we're seeing somebody, and especially if it's been a few months, we're really into them, we're really enjoying it, we want it to work out, and of course the beginning was probably super hot and amazing and magical, and you want it to be like that, you start trying to get that beginning of the relationship back. And when they start to not respect you, or they start to not appreciate you, or they start to take you for granted, or they start to treat you poorly, I should say the incorrect response to that is to try harder in the relationship. And that's what a lot of us do. A lot of us, when somebody starts to not treat us as well as they did in the beginning, or they start to not appreciate us or take advantage of us, what we try to do is work harder to get their love and affection back. When that happens, what we do is we give them all of our power. We give them the ability to pull on our strings and say, I want you to do this now. I want you to do that now. And we run in circles trying to make them happy. But with somebody like that, it's never enough. You've got to understand that when you try to prove yourself to somebody in a relationship, you can only meet two kinds of people. The first one is going to find that it's a turnoff. They're not going to be interested, and they're going to lose interest in you. Even if they really liked you as a person, when you start trying to prove yourself to them, they're going to lose interest. The other kind of person, the second person, this is the kind of person I was with, is somebody who feels so little about themselves that they need somebody trying to prove themselves to them to boost their ego or to make themselves feel better. So in that instance, she was keeping me around, not because she genuinely wanted a relationship like I did, not because she genuinely liked me and wanted to be with me, but because she needed someone like me in her life so she could pull those strings and boost her own ego, make herself feel better. And I'm not saying she's a bad person. She was who she was, and she was going through what she was going through at that time. There's nothing wrong with her. The problem was that I allowed it. The problem was that I tolerated it. The problem was that I didn't get my worth enough to stand up and say, look, if you want to be with me, this kind of stuff is not going to fly. In fact, every time she would hurt me or disrespect me or lie to me or manipulate me, I would try harder to get her affection. And I was the problem, not her. I'm not blaming her at all. I'm saying I was the problem. And it's really important that when you're dating, you can never fall into the trap of trying to prove yourself to someone. You have to come from this place of like, listen, I know who I am. I respect myself. I appreciate myself. I love myself. And I'm looking for someone else who's going to feel the same way about me. I'm looking for someone who's going to treat me the way I treat myself. And the way that's assuming you treat yourself well. And if not, that's a different conversation. I don't want to get on a tangent. But the point is I want someone who's going to treat me well. I want someone who's going to respect me. I want someone who's going to appreciate me. I want somebody who's going to want this relationship as much as I do. So I never need to prove myself to someone. If we're seeing each other, it's just understood. I'm into you, you're into me. We're exploring this relationship. We're making equal effort in it, and we're seeing where it goes. And if we can't have that, then I'm really not interested in this relationship. And there are some very specific tools, some very specific ways from the moment you meet somebody to start to frame this relationship like that, to start to set it up step by step, every step of the way to communicate what you're looking for, what you want in the relationship, and to make sure that you're headed on that track. And that's why I've put together this new workshop called How to Meet Your Ideal Partner and Create a Lifetime Partnership. What we're doing in this workshop is we're talking about how you frame a relationship from the very beginning to keep it on track and headed in the direction that you want it to go. The workshop is completely free. It's actually also available on demand, so you could watch it at a time that works for you. You can register at myconsciousrelationship.com. That's myconsciousrelationship.com. You can register for free. It's on demand, available when you want to watch it. And I really hope you take the opportunity to explore this workshop because the insights that we're sharing in there will make a profound difference in your love and dating life. So enjoy the workshop. Go to myconsciousrelationship.com. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and thanks for watching.